I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years and he just proposed last month. Congratulations. I should be happy, but I'm not. Okay. I went through his phone. I know. See, she put that I know. And found messages between him and a coworker. Nothing fully sexual, but definitely crossing the lines. Compliments, inside jokes. I wish I met you sooner.
It's the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K. Camille, 28th hour experience.
What's the deal, everybody? It's your girl, K. Camille, and we are here with the 28th Hour Experience. I am your host, and I am so happy to be here for episode 26. I cannot believe that we are really here at episode 26. I'm not going to lie. It feels kind of big for me because I don't know, they say episode 25 is like when people like kind of slow down or get discouraged, but we still taking baby steps over here, and I'm way more comfortable, more than I was in episode 1, let alone episode 10. And I'm just really grateful because I've been reflecting a lot just on life and how it all got here, like how everything just got here and what I've learned really, and now how really everything's moving, how I'm moving, and with the world as crazy as it is, somehow we still find our way. But speaking of finding our way, let's get into the vibes. Y'all know I love to talk and start off with some music, and my song of the week is For the Birds by Armani Monte, and a great artist. And this week's song, it's one of those songs that you can do everything to. I'm driving, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm getting ready. It just flows. The beat, the instruments, I love instruments, especially live instruments. It's smooth and it still has energy. So I want y'all to definitely check it out. And like I tell you guys, if you got songs or artists that you want me to check out, please send, or even your own music, send it to me. I love, catching new vibes and bringing them to this platform. So please go check out For the Birds by Armani Monte. This is his Instagram. Really good song. And tell me what y'all think below. Y'all check it out. Tell me what y'all think below. Go give him a follow. Now, in speaking of music, I thought this was actually dope to see that they're doing using Cardi B's rollout for Am I the Drama as a marketing class. They'll be teaching it turn into a marketing class at Howard University. And I'm not mad about that. It just shows that the culture really moves things, and like schools tapping into the culture and real world moments keeps people engaged and keeps the future inspired, especially if, people have future, dreams of wanting to be in the music industry or just being a part, like behind the scenes. Now it can be taught in a realistic approach using Cardi B, because Am I the Drama was a beautiful rollout. We talked about that early on in the podcast. So shout out to Cardi B for that. Now, y'all know we got to get into the current events, but we're not going to go daunting because I feel like we do enough of that with the doom scrolling and kind of when we do catch news, because it's like everybody is talking about what's going on. So I wanted to lighten it up a little bit over here today for this episode, just because, we can talk. We have so many more episodes to get into the deep dives, and we already see the writing on the wall, right? But what I did find crazy was that the fact that they are doing the enlistment age to 42 now instead of 32, and I heard that they are lax in marijuana laws. So that just goes to show you that Donald Trump is really desperate, and we are not. We're not really winning this war. We're not. The strategy, I've been just hearing a couple of things where, politicians and, you know, people, history buffs are saying, like, it's clear that Donald Trump doesn't understand the history, because it's a lot of patterns that have happened in other, you know, times in our history where this could have been preventable. And now it's kind of like America's back is against the wall, you know, and this screams desperation, right? Now, the TSA situation with ICE being involved, you know, that chaotic scene, Donald Trump is trying to figure out how to get the ICE agents funding. And at first, it was seeming like he was just trying to get ICE agents funding. Now he's coming out and it's ICE agents and TSA agents. But again, it's still, the morale is very low because no one knows where the next dollar is coming from. Again, they're working these long hours and now a bit understaffed because, again, people were quitting, walking off because they had picking up second jobs just to freaking live, you know, because the government is shut down. The government is shut down. And with TSA warning, you know, closures, because I know even here in the city of Detroit, the airport is kind of doing this janky thing. So just be mindful if you do have tickets. I even seen this weekend how people they bought the tickets, $400, $500 tickets, and buses was pulling up. Like, I know you fucking, like, I know you lying. Like, I paid for a plane ticket, not a bus ride. So I don't know how that turned out. I got to look more into that, and we'll talk about that next week. But I thought that was really, really crazy. Now, I know y'all seen Charlie Kirk, Drewski's parody of Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk. And from the beginning, and when we talked about this on previous podcasts, when Charlie Kirk first got assassinated, I said that it was very weird, her reaction, you know, as a wife, you know, a grieving spouse. She just was very, I don't know. And then again, on the other side, people show their emotions differently, but she was just moving very steadfast. So with this parody happening and her trying to do a cease and desist on Drewski, I've been seeing, I don't know if it's new footage or, you know, it's just bringing her name become a buzzword like on TikTok and Threads and Twitter, but definitely her name has been popping up and people are talking about her, talking about how she doesn't seem like a widowing wife. She doesn't seem like, you know, it seemed like she was damn near in on it. You have some TikTokers who are really like giving deep, in-depth details about things that she was doing around the time of the assassination, and it just really doesn't look good. And from the beginning, I always felt like something was off, and now stuff is coming out, and people are paying closer attention to her, especially her reaction on Drewski. First of all, your husband has not even been deceased a year. I would not be worried about nobody doing no parodies of me. And again, if the shoe fits, wear it. Yes, did he kind of like have an image of her? Yes. But at the same time, she could have let it roll off her back. What I think by her responding to it kind of brought more attention and not in a good way, you know. But I feel like this Charlie Kirk situation, it's one of those cases where you just sit back like, yeah, something's not adding up like we do with the Epstein. And I just feel like more and more things are going to unfold. You know, so go down that rabbit hole on TikTok and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because some of the stuff, you know, you can't talk about over here. And that's so crazy how, you know, you just got different platforms for different discussions. Because it's so many things that I would love to talk about over here. And, you know, we will talk about them eventually, you know, as the channel grows and we get a Patreon and stuff like that. We can really get into the things, because then I'll start doing deep dives where I really can get into what I be wanting to really say, but I don't want to get shadow banned. I'm just starting out, so I'm trying to get through the algorithm, y'all, so I can really get into the deep dives and stuff, because it's really some things that you can't talk about on TikTok. You can get away with a little bit on YouTube, then you can get a little bit away with it on TikTok, but not so much because you still like, we got to say unalive and pew pew. Like, it's so much censorship. It's certain things you can't comment in the TikTok comment section because it will get the video shadow banned. Now, y'all know I do the Closer to Home Beyond the Headline series now, where we talk about a bit more, not so global, not so much government, but, you know, stories that happen in our backyard. So what happened that everybody was talking about, especially in the city of Detroit, was Jarvis Butts being pronounced unalive just 2 weeks after sentencing. Now, we talked about him previous episodes before, but he is the nasty man, nasty person, entity that is no longer with us. But he's the one who kidnapped, unalived, raped Naziah Harris, and it was a whole show around the city of trying to find answers. What I found very interesting about this case, y'all, was not the fact that he was unalive, because that was gonna be expected. I'm sorry, but come on now, look what he did. And if you look into this case, Naziah Harris was not his first victim. He was literally a PDF file. That's just what it is. We're gonna call him how we see him. So what I found crazy was, I said, hey, it was street justice and legal justice. What it came out to me was, because before he got sentenced, he had came out, I was seeing on the news, he had came out a week before saying, you know, it was about AB, and threw her in the water, got rid of her by the River Rouge. It's a water area, you know. So I'm like, okay, so he coming out admitting it now, you know, claiming to be guilty and admitting it and saying where the body, but of course you can't find the body in the water, right? So I said, it seems like they was terrorizing that man, saying go say where the body is, admit to it, making him maybe feel like he was gonna get off, possibly like we ain't gonna unalive you or nothing, and then got his sentencing. So to me, he got street justice done to him and legal justice. So you wasn't gonna be free and walking away nowhere. So I don't feel bad, and it's like, I'm not usually the person that do that, but kids are off limits. It's too many, you know, kids are innocent. They already don't have the protection they need, and you know, and I often wonder what happens with the family, like the person that was supposed to be taking care of her, do they get charged? Like I often wonder that, like how like somebody was supposed to be protecting her, and of course people have failed. So, you know, what happens with that? Now, also in the city of Detroit, I was like, what in the hell is going on? So a father here admits to being so intoxicated that he forgot his 13-month-old son, y'all, in the back of the car that eventually got towed. The baby was found 2 days later suffering from hypothermia in the parking garage. I believe, not parking garage, but the, you know, parking lot structure where the impound vehicles are. And the baby got heard from crying. And glory be to God that baby did not die. Because it's like, what is on people's mind, and how drunk are you that you're forgetting your kid? Not for 1 day, not for 2 days. So you just went on a bender. Like, you just like YOLO. And then my thing is, nobody around you asking where the baby is. I don't know where the mom is, but I'm only imagining that she's not around, because what woman is not saying, hey, I'm checking on the baby, even if it's your time with the baby, I'm checking on the baby, where the baby, like, I need to touch my baby, I need to see my baby. Listen, I don't know. That sounds crazy. I was like, oh, that's something different. But he is in jail, and he admitted to it. I'm glad he admitted to it and didn't try to do no dumb, not guilty. You guilty, sir. You guilty. You guilty. Because, and what's so crazy is the car got towed because the car was blocking, I believe, somebody's driveway. Like, yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk for sure. Now, this horrific story, I don't know what state this is from, but this is here in America. So let me tell you how shiesty a person is. And I need my Latin Americans, Hispanics, all of that. I need y'all to be careful of a snake motherfucker. Okay? I need y'all to be careful, because they will use you. They will literally use you. This woman literally gets her roof done by Mexicans, and she calls ice on them when they're finished, so she doesn't have to pay. If that ain't trifling, I don't know what trifling is. That's dirty. That's dirty work. That's dirty work. She better hope that roof don't cave in on her ass, because that was bold. That was so bold. I was watching the video like, damn, and they all on the roof, like, you know, collecting the rest of their stuff, and the ICE agents just at the bottom, you know, got them turned in, and the man recording it like, oh my gosh, she called ICE, and y'all about to get arrested. So basically, she got a roof for free. Now, some people would be like, yeah, she got down, that's cool. But I don't know. Everything free ain't good either. Just like they say all money ain't good, everything free ain't good either. You ain't supposed to have everything. And that wasn't a good free, you know. And I'm pretty sure they wasn't charging her that much. It's just snake. It's just a snakish thing. And you know people be looking for work like that. I don't like that at all. So... y'all know I got a good response last week to Caught My Eye, and I just want y'all to look at this video right quick. It's weird. It's a woman in Idaho. Look at their water. Check it out. Look at that. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? That don't look like water. It's not going, it's bouncing off, it's reflecting off her hand and bouncing off her hand. Who drinking that? And in the comments, they was like, what in the okra water? That looked like clear slime. It looked like gook. It looked like don't drink. It looked like beyond boiling. You know, when they had the boiling warning statements out. No, that looks inedible. In don't do that. Like they're saying, and they're approving this water. They're saying that this water is federally approved. So what do y'all think? To me, that just, I can't. And I know y'all wouldn't drink this. So just tell me what y'all think. Now, this week, because last week we didn't have any, you know I'm here to deliver. We have the 28th hour of truth, y'all. Now, y'all know I had to come back because I had my peoples. They was like, where 28th hour truth? Where 28th hour truth? And I'm like, I did not sit and organize no letters, but I got 3 juicy letters for y'all, and we about to get into them right now. Now, the first one is, he proposed, but I found this. Hey, Kay. Hey. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years, and he just proposed last month. Congratulations. I should be happy, but I'm not. Okay. I went through his phone. I know. See, she put that I know. And found messages between him and a coworker. Nothing fully sexual, but definitely crossing the lines. Compliments, inside jokes, I wish I met you sooner type vibes. When I confronted him, he said I'm overreacting and it's harmless. Now I'm sitting here with the ring on my finger feeling stupid. Do I call off the engagement or am I tripping? Now, this is where we go into where people talk about cheating. What's cheating? What's cheating? And it is a such thing as emotionally cheating, physically cheating. It is those type of things. So him saying you're overreacting, he could be thinking because they haven't got to the physical part yet that he's not cheating. But what people realize, and this is from men and women, I'm not just saying men, I'm saying anybody who cheats. Listen to this fact. Before you get to the physical, the emotional is there. Because one thing we know, men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love with what they hear. So if you're emotionally pouring into a woman, complimenting her, saying good morning, giving her that attention that you normally would give your person, your woman, your wife, whatever, your girlfriend, the things that you would do for your girlfriend that you used to do to get her attention, to keep her feeling the type of way, that is cheating. That is called emotionally cheating. You should not be doing that. If you tell your man good morning, baby, every day, have a good day, whatever, and that's you giving your love and showing that you care important, that is emotionally cheating. Once you start doing that, it gets you closer to the physical part. See, once the physical part is done, once you physically cheat on somebody, that's why the hurt hurts, because especially from a woman, if a woman's getting cheated on, right? If a woman's getting cheated on by a man, it hurts more because she knows that he had to emotionally get there with her, feed her head with something to get to that passage, okay? We not talking about HOE or whatever, just giving it out. We ain't talking about that. We talking about somebody just, always constantly frolicking around somebody and pouring into them as if they would pour into you. And the same thing can happen with men, but they know, and especially with men, because men are at a lesser rate of forgiving a woman for cheating on them, right? Because they know the moment she let a man get in there, she emotionally was already there with him before they even got physical, especially if he knows his woman. So yeah, it's the same thing for a man or a woman. So I say it's a big red flag. And I don't, I don't know, you already up in arms about it, and I would be too, because it's like, did you propose to me to kind of keep me in la la land and the lulu land so I don't pay attention to what you're doing? And trust is a big thing. It's a very, very big thing. And once you lose that trust, it's very hard to get it back, and it's like a dead ringer for relationships, married or not. So, don't ignore the red flags just because a ring is involved. That's not saying leave, but that is saying, listen to your discernment and do what you need to do, even if that's a break or even if that's counseling before marriage, because he's cheating. That you don't do that. That's the same things he would do. Compliment you, wish I would have met like that. It's not harmless. And especially if he sees how it's affecting you, it shouldn't just be counted as harmless if he's seeing how it's affecting you. So message us back and tell us what you decided to do and how it turned out, because I will pointer out there, I will be doing 28-hour truth updates, because some people have messaged me, y'all, with updates, and I didn't even ask for them, but they did. So I'm telling you, when you do get your situation together, feel free to message us back so we can see what happened, because this is a learning experience for everybody. It could be somebody listening in going through this. Y'all don't know, you don't know. Ask questions. Some questions be stupid, but the ones that don't, the questions, I say the questions unasked be stupid, because it could help somebody. Now let's move to the second letter, because that one was a lot. So if we starting off like that, what's going on? So letter 2, I think I ruined my own relationship. Well, let's get into it. What's up, Kay? What up, dude? I think I messed up bad. I've been with my girl for 2 years and she's solid, like really solid. But recently I started entertaining another girl. Why do y'all do that shit? Nothing serious, just texting and linking a couple of times. What do you mean? You sound like the damn fiance in the damn story before. What do you mean nothing serious, just texting and linking? My thing is this, would you want her to be texting and linking with somebody? Because what does linking mean? Y'all link up and do it? Do y'all link up and smoke? Do y'all link up and drink? Do y'all link up and talk? Regardless, you didn't cross the line, but you just saying it like, just text and we link up a couple times. What is that? What is that? Like, I'm sorry, but you, come on, y'all. Like, come on. My girl found out and now she's distant. She hasn't left, but she's not the same. I regret it, but at the same time, I feel like I only did it because things got routine. Is this something I can fix, or did I fumble a good woman for nothing? Listen, the moment you felt like things were going routine, what you should have did was spice it up and turn things up a notch. Do something special. Bring y'all out y'all thing. Express to her, things feel routine. Let's do something different. Let's do something out the norm. But instead you copped out. Like, come on. And you went and found a fun girl to do fun shit with instead of fixing your woman. If your woman was really good and solid to you like you said she was, you wouldn't have did that. And I'm not saying she's not. I'm saying like you don't appreciate it. You must not have thought she was that solid to do that. Like, I'm sorry, but I really don't feel like it's something you can fix, because just texting and linking a couple of times is not cool. Because I honestly wouldn't believe you if you said we didn't do anything. A couple of times, so you did it once and it made you want to do it again. You kept linking, so honestly, if you don't want to deal with a different woman because that's what you're dealing with now, and potentially do the homework to get back in her good graces, I say leave her alone and, let her go be solid as a rock for somebody else, and you go do you. But you definitely did fumble a good woman for nothing, because you could have literally changed the routine up yourself. do a different date, do a different adventure. That's the beauty of having your person. Like, you can go to them and talk to them like, hey, you know, and it's all about delivery too. Hey, you know, I'm just feeling like things getting routine. Let's do something fun, baby. It was that simple. But you added complications because now you got a girl that's in her feelings about you too. So you hurt one girl feelings, then the other girl, she in her feelings, and then if you stop messing with her, everybody feelings hurt for what? Because of you, because you was bored. So you got two women feelings up in the air in the ringer because you was bored. Yeah, great, thanks. Yeah, you fumbled. I'm sorry. And at the end of the day, it really sounds like self-sabotage. So if anything, whatever happens between y'all, if y'all do go through counseling, talk about why you would be doing self-sabotaging things, why you went about it. If y'all don't end up together, go seek therapy, because I don't see why you would do that. Just go seek therapy and see, you know, because it's all about self-control and self-discipline. So see what happened in your life where it just causes you not to do that, okay? I'm not being funny, like, I'm being real. Like, because things lead to something. You did this for a reason. So, okay? Now, okay, last letter, y'all. And this one is kind of woo. And y'all know I love my woos. So this one is called Something Ain't Right in This House. Hey, Kay. Hey, girl. I don't even know how to explain this without sounding crazy. Ever since my boyfriend moved into my apartment, things have been off. I hear movement at night, things go missing, then show back up, and I swear I saw someone standing in the hallway last week. Here's the part that's bothering me. He doesn't react to any of it, like at all. I asked him about it, and he just said, "You're probably stressed." But I checked his phone and found messages where he told his friend she's starting to notice things. Notice what? Right, like, because she got when I tell you she got what in all capital letters with question mark, question mark, question mark. Notice what? What am I noticing in my house? I'm honestly scared. Do I leave or am I losing it? Oh, no, baby. You know what I'm going to tell you. Run, bitch, run. He gonna kill you like that. I take there. I'm sorry. Run. Like, run for the hills. This just a boyfriend. Them come a dime a dozen, honey. No. And then you find message. See, and listen, that's the thing. Y'all been going in these letters. Y'all been going in the phones, finding all these secret messages and all this stuff. Excuse me. Y'all been going through these phones, finding all these secret messages and all this stuff. I would say, just, it's not you, it's me, you know, because you can't be living in fear in your own house. You know what I'm saying? That's your apartment and he's disturbed your home, and you need to get your house cleansed. Once you get him out, you need to get the priest in and cleanse that house. You need to get some prayer, some holy water, and cleanse your body. You take a salt bath, because that's your boyfriend. Cleanse your body, because again, people got to realize the people you lay down with, you can pick up their spirits too. Okay, do understand that. So when you get him out your house, you cleanse your house and you cleanse your body. Put some holy water in there, salt water, cleanse it. Hallelujah. Because that ain't right, and you should not be living in your house uncomfortable. And you know, it's something with him because he knows something going on, because he says she's noticing it. Even if he's being haunted by something, you're acknowledging that something's going on with you, and you did not express that to me before you moved into my home, my comfort. And that is red flag of a liar. You keeping up some shit. You keeping shit, you lying about something. You keeping stuff hidden. That's not a good trait. That's not somebody you want to be with. And this spooky wookie, I ain't about to live with the spooky wookie, and it didn't start till you came. That's just like you allowing him to move in your house, and you knew it was some spooky wookie stuff going on before he moved. That would have been a disservice to him. So yeah, and hopefully you can get whatever he got going on in his house, in your house, out. Because sometimes, because I be watching them stories on TikTok, y'all, sometimes when a spirit and whatever is following the person, sometimes it latch on to you and lead him along. So do what you can, but don't be with him. That's me keeping it real. You came in to ask the 28th hour truth. I'm being truthful. I can't even put no sauce on that for you. Okay? Now, I did the 28th hour truth. I did y'all some current events. I even brought y'all close to home beyond the headlines. But you know what? We at the end of episode 26, in time. Look how it flew. We're already 30 minutes in. And sometimes we don't even realize what we're tolerating, what we're going through, what we've learned. Do a lot of reflection this weekend. If you take anything, reflect and find one positive thing that used to be negative in your life but turned positive as time went on. And leave it in the comments below for me. If you got music, leave it below. Please like, comment, share, send it to a friend, send it to somebody. And I always tell y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming and taking time of your hour to come into the 28th hour and get the vibe with me. I appreciate you all. Follow me on Instagram at the 28th Hour Experience. Follow me on Facebook at the 28th Hour Experience. Email me at the 28th Hour Experience, the 28th Hour EXP at gmail.com. And I'm listening, I'm just keeping my ears to everything going on. And I am so happy to be at episode 26 because now it just makes me feel invigorated and just ready to keep going. Okay? So tell me what story y'all like, what letter y'all liked. I personally, the second one pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. But the third one, I like spooky wookies. But that kind of pissed me off too, because why would you come and something in my house? Like, I don't like that. And the first one, guys just do too much. Leave a comment below. Tell me what y'all think. And that water, that okra water that's federally approved in Idaho. I know y'all ain't gonna drink it, but what would you do? And how does that boil? So many questions, but we'll talk about it next week with episode 27. Bye, y'all.
Stories that leave you shook. K. Camille, 28th Hour Experience.